Hello, and welcome to the instructional video for the Division on Addiction at Cambridge Health Alliance, a Harvard Medical School teaching hospital's Gambling Disorder Screening Day Toolkit. This is meant for new individuals hosting or individuals who have hosted before and would like a refresher. This is the landing page for our toolkit. It can be found at divisiononaddiction.org under our Outreach and Resources tab. Hover over this tab and select Gambling Disorder Screening Day. This is the page you will be directed to. To enter the toolkit, you will click this blue button here. There are three sections of our toolkit: the screener itself, screening day resources for hosts and supporters, and information about gambling disorder. We will begin with the screener. The screener provided is the Brief Biosocial Gambling Screen, or BBGS. This is a 3-question screener to screen for gambling disorder. It's available in both printed and digital form. This is what the printed screener looks like. Clients can fill it out in the waiting room in conjunction with intake paperwork, or you can fill it out together. On the online screener, the top 3 questions displayed have yes or no answers, while the 4th question is a follow-up about how the person feels about their gambling in the moments after taking the screener. The e-screener is available in 22 different languages. If you click this box in the top right corner, you can change the language. The page will reload and all the content will be in your chosen language. It's important to note that a positive screen for gambling disorder does not mean a diagnosis of gambling disorder. However, it is recommended that you follow up with a provider for a full assessment. Now we will look at the resources for screening day hosts and supporters. There are several resources here to help you have a successful gambling disorder screening day. These top 4 options correspond with the 4 informational categories on the page. Clicking one of them will jump you to that category. For example, clicking on Treatment Resources for Gambling Disorder will bring you to the bottom of the page where the category can be found. But let's start with an introduction to Gambling Disorder Screening Day. Our first link, Gambling Disorder Screening Day, brings you back to our initial page where you can read an overview of what screening day is, its importance, and some examples of resources that can be found in the toolkit. A guide for screeners is a comprehensive review of the various pieces and suggested ideas and deadlines as you begin to plan your screening day. You can get started with some of these suggestions before screening day is here, give advice on how to promote your screening day, what to do on the actual screening day, and even how to remain an active host during the pandemic, and follow-up actions to take once screening day is over. Finally, there's an overview of various items in the toolkit as well. Then we have the link to our instructional video that you are viewing now. And lastly, we have a downloadable toolkit coming soon. Materials for screening day hosts. Host data reporting form is an optional form for you to fill out after screening day has taken place. This form is embedded in the web page, and you can include any and all information about your screening day and submit it directly to the division. We love to hear your feedback to help us optimize screening day in the future. Pocket screeners are foldable business cards that contain the Brief Biosocial Gambling Screen. The cards have been translated into 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Simplified Chinese. The maximum number of cards that a person can order is 50, and we will mail them to you free of charge. They can be ordered by emailing info@divisiononaddiction.org. The Screening Day Promotional Guide makes promoting easy by giving hosts and supporters ideas on how to get the word out about Gambling Disorder Screening Day. The guide has information on how to promote via social media and other platforms. Screening Day Graphics and Logos contains a Dropbox link with the sample Screening Day promotional graphics and logos that you can download for free and use when promoting this event. The Gambling Disorder Screening Day flyer template is a customizable flyer that you can either print or share via social media or email. It has space for you to fill in your practice's information, the place that people should go, and the time you are participating. It also has Division on Addiction information should any of your clients be interested in reading more. Screening for gambling disorder. This link, Why Screen for Gambling Disorder, is a one-page document. You can share this with colleagues or clients. It helps educate them as to why you are participating in Gambling Disorder Screening Day. There's also a PDF available if you wish to download and print this. The brief biosocial gambling screen. This is the same link to the 3-question screener with both the printable and online options that we saw before. Screening for gambling disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic can help you figure out how you want to host your gambling disorder screening day when you're not meeting with clients face-to-face. Screening Positive for Gambling Disorder, a guidance for providers, is geared towards providing information to providers who do not typically screen for gambling disorder. This will give you a better understanding of what you should do should someone screen positive. It's important to note that a positive screen does not mean a positive diagnosis for gambling disorder. Treatment resources for gambling disorder. Treating Gambling Disorder, a guide for providers, is a one-page document that summarizes the evidence-based treatment approaches to gambling disorder, including links to learn more about research findings. The practice guidelines for treating gambling-related problems, an evidence-based treatment guide for clinicians, links to a MassGov website designed for providers who want to learn more about gambling disorder evidence-based treatment approaches. Gambling Disorder Referrals is a list of organizations that offer resources and services related to treatment and recovery from gambling disorder. This page can also be downloaded or printed and shared with colleagues or clients. Key hotlines are a particularly helpful resource to have on hand when hosting a screening day. This includes the National Problem Gambling Helpline right at the top, and several other resources that you may want to offer for commonly co-occurring experiences with gambling, separated by location. Supporting family and friends of a loved one with gambling problems, a provider's guide. This resource provides guidance for providers on supporting individuals impacted by a loved one's gambling. Your First Step to Change, 3rd edition, is a free self-help toolkit that might be helpful for anyone who screens positive for gambling disorder and wants to begin a journey towards recovery. This PDF can be used digitally or printed and provided to the client. The guide has been translated into English, Spanish, simplified and traditional Chinese, Vietnamese, and Cambodian. We also have electronic self-help change toolkits to help address issues with gambling, drinking, smoking, marijuana, and shopping. Finally, a link to Change Your Gambling, Change Your Life. Dr. Howard Schaefer authored this book about self-guided recovery from gambling-related disorders. This goes into more detail about why many people have trouble controlling their gambling, resources for people who want to stop the cycle of gambling, and offers advice to prevent return to use. Now let's go back to our toolkit page and take a look at the information about gambling disorder. This information can be used by you or your clients to help better understand gambling disorder. Again, at the top here, we have the 4 categories that you can choose from. Clicking any option will bring you to that corresponding space on the page. First, we have a one-page document titled, What is Gambling Disorder? This overview can be helpful for people to gain a better understanding of how gambling disorder is an addiction. This document can also be downloaded and shared. How Gambling Becomes an Addiction is a short video by Dr. Howard Schaefer that describes what happens in the brain when gambling becomes an addiction. This may be helpful to clients who are struggling to view gambling as an addiction. Treating addiction as a syndrome. The syndrome model of addiction was pioneered by the Division on Addiction in 2004. This document can help someone better understand the relationship between different expressions of addiction and highlights the concept that addiction is a singular entity with multiple expressions. Problem gambling among specific populations. The on-demand library contains videos from our series Ask an Expert, discussing how to best promote and provide problem gambling services to Asian American community members. Free educational material. The BASIS special series on gambling disorder. The BASIS is the brief addiction science information source. In March 2019, we ran a special series on gambling disorder and its relationship to other expressions of addiction. That includes reviews, op-eds, and editorials. The Wager, Worldwide Addiction Gambling Education Report, is a part of the BASIS and is an online research review written every month containing recent cutting-edge problem gambling science. Expressions of Addiction is our photographic essay series with pictures and descriptions written by the individuals who are featured. The division's online library. Our faculty members have published a large portfolio of over 200 scholarly publications that are advancing how the world understands, discusses, and treats addiction. The division online library contains peer-reviewed articles and book chapters, books, reports, and academic posters on a wide variety of addiction-related topics. Course materials. The Division on Addiction offers some of its own course materials on a variety of addiction-related topics made freely to the public. Webinars. The division hosts webinars for a variety of audiences that covers a range of addiction-related topics, some of which are freely available to the public. They were designed to prepare mental health and substance use treatment providers to recognize and manage gambling and other addiction-related issues in a clinical setting. The Massachusetts Technical Assistance Center for Problem Gambling Treatment, or MTAC, courses website contains free online courses that anyone can take to enhance their gambling knowledge and awareness. These courses offer a variety of CEU accreditations. Be sure to keep checking the website for new and updated courses. The MTAC calendar contains dates and times of live trainings that are geared towards enhancing addiction-related knowledge. Most of these trainings contain CEU accreditation. They are free and open to everyone and are being offered throughout the year. View this website to learn more and to register. Professional organizations. Lastly, this section highlights professional psychiatric organizations who support and advocate for the continuing education around psychiatric disorders and addictive disorders. This wraps up our Gambling Disorder Screening Day instructional video. If you have further questions or are interested in becoming a host this year, you can email info@divisiononaddiction.org. Thank you for taking the time to join us today, and we hope you have a successful screening day.